Hello, everyone. Welcome to your weekly update. I am your host, Larry McCain with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and Elite Mortgage. Happy Friday. I hope you all had a great week and have plans to enjoy this beautiful weekend. I mean, it's going to be a beautiful weekend this weekend here in Sacramento. Of course, we had rain all last week, earlier this week, and it's just drying out. Just in time for that big game on Sunday, which I believe almost every American, if not just most of the world, tuning in to see. It's going to be a great game against two legends, one a current legend and one a future legend. The Bucks against the Chiefs, a young quarterback against the one of the greatest of all time. You have to tip your hat to Tom Brady. I mean, you know, neither one of those teams, of course, are my favorite. But being from the Bay Area, I've watched some of the best sports in my lifetime. And of course, watching the Niners, the great Joe Montana, we thought there would never be anyone better than him. But you know, in the South Bay was a young man named Tom Brady who watched Joe Montana as well. You know, that actually says something. Really, if you want greatness, you need to watch greatness, and then you'll emulate greatness. That's what I've been taught. You know, watching Tom Brady, that's of course what he's been taught. And then if you look at the quarterback from the Chiefs and all the great quarterbacks, they'll tell you they've watched folks who've done it before. You know, Patrick Mahomes, of course, with the Chiefs, who've done it before, and you know, that's how they set their mark. So, interesting lesson for all of us, especially young folks. If you want to find greatness, if you want greatness, find someone who is great, walk and emulate in their steps, and you'll find yourself, you know, along that same path. So, I hope you guys are have lots of plans for this weekend. I'm excited about it. Again, they're not any of my favorite teams, but it's going to be a fantastic game. And my wife has it circled on the calendar. And that means I'm going to have every TV on in the house watching the game. So I'm super excited about it. All right. Hey, thanks again for joining us for your weekly update. I have a couple of quick updates for you today. Naturally going to talk about the market. I want to show you a couple of charts here about the market. And then at the end, talk a little bit about an opportunity for those who I get lots of questions about the real estate market, about lending. As I mentioned in previous tapings, of course, I'm one of very few that wears a dual hat of both a lender and also a realtor. And so I have good insight from both areas. And, you know, there's lots of opportunities in this industry. And for those of you who want to, you know, get involved, I have some things for you at the end to talk about as well. All right, let's talk about the market first. So first and foremost, again, same thing as last week. The market is still very tight when it comes to inventory. It's still very much a seller's market. And in fact, sellers are getting, you know, way over list price. I mean, it's when you go back to 2000, the period between 2005 and 2007 as a reference, when activity was at a very heightened rate, folks never thought that prices would get to that point. We are seeing it today in a pandemic. And so, of course, you know, the federal government and all the regulatory authorities have done a great job in making sure that we don't have the same type of trip ups and issues that we had leading into the Great Recession. This right now is just a situation where we have low inventory and high demand. In fact, let me go ahead and bring up a chart here so I can show you a chart put together by Ryan Lundquist. Ryan Lundquist is our authority here. He's an appraiser authority here in the Sacramento region. In fact, you'll see his website down here, sacramentoappraisalblogs.com. I highly recommend, if you haven't followed him, go to his site. He has great information. Let me move this over here so you guys can see this okay, and go into full screen mode here. So as you can see, this is a snapshot from 2020 to 2021 at this point in time. And as you'll see here, this particular region from 200,000 to around 500,000 is what we would call, that's a fertile ground for first-time home buyers, first-time step-up buyers. And that first-time step-up buyer is someone who bought a home, used all their proceeds to get a home for the first time, and now they're looking to get a bigger home. And so you'll see a lot of activity in this area. And as you can see here, from 2020, the blue bar, to 2021, we've got, you know, more than 50% decline in available listings or available inventory. And this just gives more life to what I've been saying these past few weeks here, is that the entire region, as you can see here, it's the entire Sacramento region. You have Sacramento, County, Placer County, Yolo County, and El Dorado County, the entire region is definitely needing more inventory. So in fact, I'm going to pause for a moment and actually give the call that I give every week. If you know anyone that's looking to sell a home or have any questions about the values of the home, please go ahead and have them call at one of the numbers listed below, or they can email me or go to our website and get a hold of us. Thank you for those last week who referred a few folks over to us. Really appreciate that. We sent valuations over to those folks, and we're actually in the process of helping to get them ready for when they're ready to get their homes on the market. So going back to the chart, as you can see here, these areas, less than 50% of inventory than it was just this time last year. So of course, what that means for buyers, it means it's very, very competitive, more demand than supply. And so again, as I mentioned before, to get your offers accepted, make sure you're working with someone who's experienced, because for us listing agents, that's what we're looking for. We want to get deals closed. And so we're going to recognize those who have the track record and work with those folks as well. One other chart or bar here I want to show you here is this particular area, and that's that $500,000 to $750,000 range. And that's that next level, those folks who purchased a home already, looking to get that next step up, that dream home, you know, before, of course, all the kids are out, plenty of space, plenty of backyard, all the amenities and whatnot. And the same situation applies there as well. So this entire region is just a little bit challenged at the moment. And so again, we can definitely use help in bringing in more inventory. All right, so let me go ahead and close this window and stop that share. Perfect. All right. So again, sellers, it's a great time to sell. As I mentioned before, traditionally the summer markets are when folks are looking to sell their homes. In fact, I'm talking to a lot of agents, and they're having that discussion with folks right now who are thinking about getting their homes ready for the summer, because of course, with the projections that we'll have enough of the COVID, the vaccine available around the summertime, my thoughts, my beliefs is that that's going to allow people to feel more comfortable in putting their homes back on the market as they rebalance their portfolios, get an understanding of what they're going to be doing with their occupations, getting back to work, just basically the normalcy of life. You know, the reality is that people are looking for normalcy, and so they can know how to plan their future. A lot of folks are really concerned about uncertainty. I mean, that's kind of a human trait. And so as things start to get better, as we get into Q2 and Q3, we're going to see more inventory. I mean, folks are doing it right now. So sellers, get your home on the market now. Supply is low, demand is high. This is the time. And buyers, as I mentioned before, be very patient and work with very skilled people to help get your offer sold. Okay, now, want to pivot real quickly and talk about opportunities. As we have all been witness to this last year and a half or so. I mean, this is something that we never could have imagined in our wildest dreams. Plague, a pandemic. I mean, we read about it in history. We read about it in our faith journals, our Bibles, and things of that nature, but we are actually living it. And I'll tell you, one of the things I learned as a young person coming from a place where we didn't have a lot of anything is my mother taught me to, of course, always study money and study how money operates and study how business systems operate, because together there's success for you in the future. And I'm so very thankful that, you know, I am one that has licenses in many different areas. As many of you also know, we own an insurance brokerage that we still have running and thriving. So I hold a brokerage license there. And again, being a realtor, running a team here, and also being a loan officer, I'm very well breadth in quite a few things. And so that has helped us, of course, during times of uncertainty. But, you know, listen, I'm no different than you. Just, you know, decided to apply myself during times where, you know, there was a lot of uncertainty, or times where folks were actually out having a great time. In fact, I'll tell you, you know, while people were kind of wondering where things were going, we were out helping refinance people and just working on being you know, better stewards of everything, all the information that we have. So I want to offer you this opportunity. We are growing within our organization. In fact, Pacific Wholesale Mortgage, well, Elite Mortgage is a division of Pacific Wholesale Mortgage. That's the retail side. And we are hiring new loan officers. We're hiring experienced loan officers. Anyone who's looking to, you know, get an opportunity or looking at getting an opportunity in the real estate business. I'm going to actually pull up some information. As you can see here with the screen there, let me start from the top here. Sorry about that. Pacific Wholesale Mortgage. The company, it's a fairly new company, started about, let me go ahead and show this panel. Sorry about that, folks. Hide this one and hide the floating. There we go. Again, Pacific Wholesale Mortgage, a fairly new company. It all started with an idea, like everything else starts with an idea. The founder, the president of the company, Robert Doe, and of course, Doug Ross and others decided, hey, we want to bring something where we as brokers can provide excellent service, amazing rates to our clients. And as brokers, we offer so many different lending products out there. And so if you have thought about possibly getting into the real estate arena, whether as a real estate agent or as a lender, give us a call or email us at the email address showing there, and we love to help walk you through those steps. It really comes down to each and every individual person. We all have our sphere of influence, and if you are a very disciplined person, very good with math and analytics, and you want to have the freedoms of working with your own schedule, being able to make endless amounts of income, give us a call. This will be a great situation for you. I'm not going to go over all these slides here, at least at this time, but what I'm going to tell you is that this Pacific Wholesale Mortgage, it's built by owners for owners. The management team here is very big on empowering individual loan officers on being the best they can be. Training is beyond, it's second to none. Every new agent, there is a university that we have here. There's so many different tools that we have here. And so we're able to bring in new loan officers with no experience, walk with them along the way, go through a 12-week training program. And then at the end of those 12 weeks, they are ready to actually go out there and transact loans on their own. So many different benefits of becoming a loan officer, as you can see here. So give us a call, or actually you can see the URL right there for our site. Go ahead and visit that site. There's lots of good information. And then shoot us a message, and I would love to help you find a new career, a stable career in lending in real estate. All right, very good. Thank you again for tuning to another episode of Your Weekly Update. I'm your host, Larry McCain with McCain & Associates Realty, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and Elite Mortgage. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.